Welcome to our Devos this week where we have been talking about a better way to pray. Remember, a better way to pray is a way that makes you want to pray more. The goal of this devotional series is not to give you the tips and tricks and the right words to use. The goal is to get you to have more time in prayer. And one question I want to ask you today, when we think about our prayer time, when we think about how we structure that time and when we do it, is the question that, again, I've been asked a lot and that comes up a lot when we talk about prayer is this. Does it have to be in the morning? Does it have to be in the morning? I have a very inconsistent, sleep schedule, okay? So I'm a kind of person that I'm either up super early, between 5 and 6, or some days I'm drudging myself out of bed 7:30. I have to get up because, kids and different things and my work schedule and all that. So it's not like I can just sleep in, but I'm not one of those people that's I get up this time every day without an alarm clock. But I found for me, this is a me, okay, I found I tend to function better earlier in the day. By 2 or 3, 3 p.m., I'm there, but part of me, the elevator's not hitting all the floors, you know what I'm saying? I'm just and then by nighttime, between 8 and 9, I'm I'm just kind of a shell. I'm okay, I'm ready for bed, I'm dealing with kids stuff. Okay, so you have to know this. Now, what does this have to do with anything? Well, the number one question is there's a lot of people that want to pray, but they work a night shift. And they're working from midnight until 7 a.m. And then they hear me and Pastor Mike every week talk about, we're morning people, and we get up and we pray the first thing we do, and you hear a preacher talk about that. When I wake up in the morning and I pray, and, I before the sun comes up, I've already prayed. You hear that, and what do you think? You think, oh, man, does it have to be in the morning? Does it have to be in the morning? And the answer is absolutely not. Absolutely not. And the moment you start to realize that you have more opportunities to pray than you have given time to prayer, you will become so relieved and you're going to want to pray more because it doesn't have to be in the morning. Jesus himself, who modeled prayer for us, who shows us how to pray, who teaches us how to pray, shows us that there's different times that you can pray. So it says here in Mark chapter 1, verse 35, rising early in the morning while it was still dark, Jesus departed and went out to a desolate place, and there he prayed. But it also says in Luke chapter 6, verse 12, in these days he went out to the mountain to pray, and all night he continued in prayer to God. So the formula isn't early morning he has to do it, late at night he has to do it. It's a matter of just that he did it. It's a matter of just that it was to God. It was a matter of just him pulling away from what else was going on to have time with his Father. That's it, okay? I am not going to add any more to what Jesus did. You have to pray. You have to look for time. You have to make time to pray. But my encouragement is you're going to pray more if you pray when you're at your best. If you know that you are a morning zombie and 4 cups of coffee just get you to be able to say an audible, understandable sentence, I'm going to suggest that morning prayer time is not your jam. I'm just going to say that, okay? And you're but I want to do it. You can try. You can, maybe come up with some sort of formula where you just do it as a way to open your morning. I think it's great to start your day just by thanking God for the day, thanking him for getting you out of bed, that's fine. But that might not be when you're going to have your most meaningful prayer time. You have to do it when you're at your best. If you're a night owl, that's what you got to do. You got to wait till everybody's asleep, and then that's when you have your prayer time, maybe all through the night. If you are a person that, like me, you mentally clock out before you physically can go to bed, if that's you, then I would suggest that one of the first things you do after you do whatever gets you waking up in the morning is that you sit down and have some prayer time, meaningful prayer time. And I've been experimenting with this as well, just trying to see when I'm at my best. There's a book, and I recommend too many books, but I'll just recommend this one. It's a different type of productivity book than one I've ever read, and it just came out a couple weeks ago. Well, at the time of you're seeing this, it might be a couple months ago, but it's a book by Carey Nieuwhof called At My Best. And it's a productivity book, but it's not systems and different things. He talks about looking at the ideal time that you are functioning high by paying attention to your energy. So there's exercises. I did the exercises. They're actually very, very helpful, where you chart out, between 9 and 10, like, how do I feel? And like, if I'm like firing, like in the mornings, like I did a ton of work early this morning, like between 5:45 and like, up till now, we're filming close to noon. I mean, I was crossing everything off that I had to do. I have a big day, I have a lot going on. So that was like a good time for me. I was at my best. I was firing. Okay, I'm going to go home. I'm going to eat lunch in a little bit. Okay, I'm probably going to be a little bit dragging after lunch. Like I'm probably not going to be as good come 7 or 8 o'clock tonight as I was at 5:45 in the morning. But how do I know this? Well, I'm looking at my energy. I'm looking at like where like I see that I'm more apt to do certain things and be more creative. So what I want to encourage you to is think about your life like that. It's not about time management, it's about energy management. And try to see, like, where do I find myself wanting to do more? Where do I find, and then put your prayer time in there. Make that a priority there. Give God the best of your best time, and then allow that to be a better way for you to pray.